been a while since I've done a Ballerina Farm video, and here we go. You guys are going to love this. And for those of you who don't love it, the little Ballerina Farmsters who are going to tell me that I'm jealous and I'm just a hater, that's actually not the case. I was doing the Ballerina Farm thing before Ballerina Farm was like even in middle school. Me and my rich ass Mormon husband bought a homestead in South Carolina just because I had a green living platform. Before platforms were even a thing, we had a website, I had a radio show, I had like a podcast, a blog, a newsletter, like an actual paper newsletter. And I bought a homestead and did all this exact same shit like 15 years beforehand I ever dreamed of. So if anybody knows the mindset of a Mormon mommy homesteading influencer, it's probably another Mormon mommy homesteading influencer. First thing I bet you didn't know about Ballerina Farm, I want you guys to look at the kitchen here for just a minute. This is what we think of when we think of Ballerina Farm. We think of all this wood plank and oh my God, she lives in this incredible historic house. And they just like went in and like did nothing to it except for buying this big Agasto. Like I remember the first time I ever watched Ballerina Farm and it's like, that's so cool that they just like preserved the nature of the historic home. Like, oh my God, they didn't even upgrade it or do anything to it. Just move in red. Of course, over the years, they've upgraded and painted and done some things. And I personally think that painting all that beautiful plank siding was probably a content creating decision. No matter how many ring lights you have, that darkness kind of sucks the light out of the room. I like to film in rooms that are brighter, that have more white. Bet you didn't know that this is what the Ballerina Farm kitchen looked like when they bought the house. They didn't move into some little house on the prairie log cabin and just keep it like it was. They spent bajillions of dollars gutting that entire structure. I actually watched some of the process with my own eyes as I vacationed 10 minutes away from there. I'm sure this kitchen probably had a nice stove already, but they were already insta famous when they moved into the farmhouse, and Hannah had a vision for what was going to look good on camera. Next up, bet you didn't know that Hannah didn't used to dress like Little House on the Prairie. That is a brand new phase, and that is just for the camera. And she doesn't dress like that when she goes around town. Again, my friends all live in her neighborhood, and that is absolutely not how she dresses. I know one